turn this down, has been a day. But I am still grateful. I am still blessed. And I am still victorious. It's really very difficult when you have to have hard conversations with people that you are close with or close to. It doesn't matter if it's a loved one, family, or friend. It's just really, really difficult to have tough conversations. And I had to have a tough conversation with my husband. With the husband man. Had to have a tough conversation with him today. And the conversation that we had when he chose to quit his job once he got home, in that conversation I said to him that we're going to have, until we get on track, until you are employed again, we're going to have some difficult discussions. And we don't need to get upset or defensive, because they're real discussions. They need to be had. And one of those discussions happened today. And something I said put him on the defense right away, but I had to say to him, no, you can't push that defense button, because it's not that I am like coming at you. I'm not coming at you. I'm not blaming you. I'm not attacking you. I am stating fact. And that's all it is. I'm stating fact. So after I had this conversation with him, I had to go into my supervisor's office and have a difficult conversation with her. And it's so funny, because before I could even really say anything, she's like, oh no, you're not doing what I think you're doing. I was like, no, well, no, but. And had to give her some difficult news. But the bottom line is, I wanted to be upfront about it. And she came back with, nope, you can't do that. So instead of just talking around it, because I really hate talking around, I hate beating around the bush, I hate talking around things. And I try to be as honest and transparent as possible. So I went into her office and told her that I'm going to have to look for employment elsewhere that pays more. Not necessarily because I wanted to, but because I needed to. Because even though I've been eyeing some things, I have been eyeing some things. Some things have been intriguing to me. Some positions, some opportunities have been intriguing to me. And I've actually been approached a couple of times without reaching out. And what they've offered has been interesting. It's just not the right fit for where I'm trying to go. So I've turned some things down. Excuse me. So I've been kind of, what do you call it, soft looking. But anyway, so I had to tell her that I would be really looking for employment elsewhere that pays more. And I did just say that. My plan was to get my certification via SHRM, which is the Society of Human Resources Management, Society for Human Resources Management. And I wanted to get my PHR. And because when she retires, she is technically the office manager / HR go-to. And when she decides to retire, my plan is to be prepared to roll into her HR role. And she keeps what she has said, what she said today, and she said it one other time when I initially told her the plan, was that a company actually handles the big part of our HR, which I totally understand. They handle the payroll, they handle, work anniversaries and all that stuff, but they don't handle the face-to-face. They don't handle the, I just need, like what I did today was I needed to go in and talk with her. They don't handle that. We had someone come in, one of the other employees came in today, or not today, but earlier this week, and needed to close the door and talk to her. This agency, it's a payroll agency, but they do a lot. They handle medical benefits and all that other stuff too. But they don't handle the face-to-face. And you cannot ever be fully automated. You can't be fully automated. There are some things that are, absolutely fully automated. But what's missing is the human contact, and that makes it very difficult to get great feedback, or positive feedback is what I'm looking for. Positive feedback. It makes it difficult to get that when you are fully automated, and therefore, in certain circumstances, your margin goes down, your profit margin goes down. So even though this payroll company handles all of this other stuff, as far as getting us paid on time and dispersing it amongst the bank accounts and getting the insurance together, making sure that we have our insurance cards, and all of the things that they do, tracking anniversaries and things of that nature, all of those things they do, but they don't handle the face-to-face. So my plan was to, once she finally says I'm done, and she's already given them her respective, or her potential retirement date, her intended retirement date. She's already given them that. So once she made me aware of that, I decided that since HR and since coaching is what I do, and I want to get deeper into it, but I also want to roll into HR as well, roll into human capital, and be that face-to-face person, and eventually turn that into consulting. I figure, why not start here? So when she's ready to walk out the door, I would roll into her position. And I even said to her when I first told her, even if it doesn't work out, I still want that certification, because I would be able to take it somewhere else. So this kind of went into a different direction. But the bottom line is I had to have a difficult conversation with my husband today about finances, which is never easy. And that led me to having a conversation with my direct supervisor about trying to find employment elsewhere that pays more. Now, I like the company overall because it is a small company. And they're very close-knit. And I just overall like it. So when I told her that, she said, no, that's not what you're going to do. I will figure something out. So the conversation with her, even though it was not my intent, the conversation with her led to me getting a raise. And I do appreciate that. I am not complaining about that at all. I mean, really, I'm not. It led me to getting a raise. However, the raise helps with the long term. It doesn't help with the immediate. So, yeah. So we got to figure out, the husband and I got to figure out the immediate. He tossed out the possibility of going back to Chicago. I don't want to go back to Chicago. So we got to figure something out. Because I don't think going back to Chicago will make a difference in the situation. It's a mindset thing. It's a mindset and then follow through. And if you haven't changed the mindset, the follow through isn't going to happen. Therefore, your situation, your circumstances aren't going to change. So you're just repeating the same stuff in a different state. It's not going to work. So yeah, I'm exhausted again, but I'm exhausted. Mainly for a good reason. Like I said earlier, we were up all night watching the installation of Pastor John Gray and Pastor Aventer Gray into their new church, the Relentless Church in South Carolina. And I am so glad that we did watch that. And after we watched that, we watched his first sermon after his installation. He's preached there a couple of times prior to the installation, but it was really nice to see, to watch the first sermon after the installation because it was on fire. And it was intense. So I'm really very glad that we did watch that. I'm actually glad that we stayed up all night to watch it. And so yeah, I'm tired because of that, but I'm also tired because mentally I'm worn out now. So yeah, that's where I stand. And some people would say, well, if coaching is what you do, if you enjoy coaching, if you enjoy guiding people to their purpose so that they can live it out, why are you having so many difficulties? And just like with anything, until you hit that top, you're still somewhere near the bottom or somewhere near the middle, and it's a process. And because we've had so many things happen financially in the last, good God Almighty, in the last 5 years, it's just been very difficult to get to our top. And quite honestly, I think even when we get to what we consider our top, there's still going to be more that we'll have to achieve because our top looks nothing like God's top. We see a glass ceiling, He sees sky's the limit. So yeah, so I'm tired. Another question that I get is, if you are a coach, then how can you coach people to get to their next level when you haven't reached your next level? Well, we're always at a level. So just as I can see myself getting to my next one, I can see once a person lets me in on what it is they want to achieve, I can see them getting to their level and I can help them get there. I can guide them in getting there. And the same advice that I give to others is the same advice that I take for myself. So I don't give people information or hand out advice or suggestions to people that I have not implemented myself or am not implementing, in the process of implementing myself. So yeah, that answers those two questions. So with that, peace and blessings. Remember to walk in your purpose and know that I appreciate you.